Peace to all. I'm here back with another session to look at my father Abraham, father of the believers, and the leader to mankind. And through his progeny have come most, if not all, of the messengers of God that came after him. So, first of all, I just want to let people know that if you are not believing that God exists or you are sure that he doesn't, there's no point to be here. And if you think his books are a bunch of man made, written, invented hogwash, then also you might want to leave right about now. As for me, I am absolutely sure of the existence of the unseen God that has created everything. He is the creator of all before us, all after us, and all forever. And his books are his word, and I believe all of them that exist on the earth, and the ones I know, the ones I don't. I believe all of them are from him. The ones I know for sure are the Torah, the Bible, and the Quran. And I do know that the Torah and the Bible have been modified, have been corrupted. I do know for sure that the Quran cannot be changed. It is the absolute truth and absolutely cannot be modified, no matter what anybody says about it. It's like what our priests of science will say, that no matter what you say, science is a fact, which is the biggest fallacy and falsehood stated today on the earth. I would say the same for the Quran. No matter what you say, it's the fact, and it will prove itself eventually. And surely, when you die and I die, we will see the truth. Having said that, there's lots of things in the books of God which are counterintuitive to us and not what we want. That's the whole trial. I mean, if everything is as we want, then there will be no trial. The whole life is a trial. So there's many things in the Bible, the Torah, the Quran, which are against what our desires are, what we want. And if I go on with talking about the Quran, we'll get to those eventually. But at the current time, I just want to go give an overview of what this book is actually saying against what everybody on the earth loves to say about this book. They love to malign it. They love to take out verses where it says, "Oh, kill everybody, kill him, kill her, kill them, kill everybody." That's what apparently the Quran is saying. Unfortunately, I haven't been able to find that as a theme running throughout the book of God. The only thing I do know is that every time that God sends a messenger, a prophet, a believer, a warner, he is called a madman. He's called crazy, deranged, deluded, a rejecter, because he rejects the system he comes into and cannot handle it, and brings the word of God, which they can't handle. So there is the problem. Yeah, anybody who says what we don't want has to be the enemy, which could be the truth, because he actually is, because we don't believe him and he doesn't believe us. And in the end, God destroys the people. That is the whole story that is being told to us in the Torah, the Bible, the Quran, that every time God's messenger comes, they reject, and in the end, God destroys them for that. It's as simple as that. If you want to look at the big picture, that is what is happening, has been happening, will happen. When his command comes, he's been pretty lenient with mankind since Moses left. There hasn't been much major destruction at the level God created with Noah and the Greeks, the Ad people, and the Thamud, the stone carvers. They were wiped out, and then after that we ended up with Moses, and he finished off Pharaoh. His remnants are still on the earth. Their remnants, the pyramids all over the place. So anyway, today I want to go over a bit about Abraham and who he was. So who was Abraham? I mean, I think it's pretty well known who Abraham is. I mean, whoever has the Bible, the Torah, the Quran would be able to tell, yeah, he was the patriarch of all the believers, or all the three religions. Yeah, Abraham came to create three religions: the Jewish, the Christians, and the Muslims. Yeah, I mean, he was. He was of the opinion that there can be three different religions coming from the same man, and that would all be fine, which everybody seems to think. Yeah, we are Abrahamic religions. What a joke! Yes, Abraham is the father. It is his way that every believer has to follow. Anybody who stands with Abraham is going to be the first of mankind. That's the way it is. I mean, if you think Abraham was a fictitious creation, didn't exist, and same as Jesus and all the others, and you can go on your way and be merry in this world and enjoy as much as you can, because when it ends, you will see the truth, just like me. I am of no illusion or delusion in any delusion that I will also see the truth at the end, just that I believe all these books, and I will not separate. I will not separate between the messengers of God, not one of them. I will not call Muhammad as the only messenger to be followed, or Jesus, or Moses, or Abraham, or Noah. I will say I follow all of them. And this Quran tells me exactly how to follow them. And it's not difficult. I mean, for me, it isn't, but obviously at the beginning it was, until I realized that this book is actually pretty solid in what it is saying everywhere. So, look, Abraham, who was Abraham? Abraham was the father of Isaac, Ishmael, called Ishaq, and Ismail in the Quran in Arabic, and Ibrahim is the word in Arabic for Abraham in English. Everybody loves to say, no, 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 call him Ibrahim. You can't call him Abraham. That's the misbelievers, the miscreants call him Abraham. We have to call him Ibrahim, just like God. I mean, people come with these stupid excuses of saying that no, no, Allah is not God, and God cannot be called Allah. I mean, one side says one, the other side says the other. I mean, which world are these people in? It's a language. The Muslims, they will say, oh, the only language gods will speak on the day we stand is Arabic. I mean, really? So the other languages he doesn't know? He cannot communicate in the other languages. He has to use Arabic. What a joke, man. These people are pretty demented. I mean, their delusions are deep, deep rooted. Yeah. So anyway, let's go back to Abraham. I'm losing the track here. So Abraham was the father of Ishmael, Isaac. Isaac was the father of Jacob. Jacob was the father of Joseph and his 11 brothers, from which came the 12 tribes of Israel, the sons of Israel as they are known, in Arabic called Bani Israel. Jacob, who's called Yaqub in the Quran in Arabic, is actually Israel. He is Israel, and thus the sons of Israel, Joseph and the 11 brothers. And the story of Joseph is also very eloquently explained in the Quran and matches quite almost perfectly with what's in the Bible and Torah. So, what happened with Abraham? So, Abraham was with his people wherever he was. I don't know where he was actually. I mean, I can show you a map that I've found. So, this is a map which the Bible related people have made up, that he used to be somewhere in Urs, which is current day Iraq and near Syria, and then there's Babylon, the great story of Babylon, and from there he exited out and came through today's Syria and into the land which is the Holy Land, land of Israel. Google Maps, you can look at it this way. So he used to be somewhere around here, and then he moved. After he left them, he came down through today's Syria and into Israel, where the current city of Jerusalem, the holy city of Jerusalem, and the Holy Land, which is the land of Israel, what God wrote to the sons of Israel, today belongs. It's a pretty contentious place. I don't need to say that. So he came to his people, and the Quran does not say where he was. I'm just looking at it from the Bible's point of view, that he used to be somewhere here. So from there he left. So what happened when he came to his people? So let's take a look at what happened when Abraham came to his people. What did he say? God says to Gabriel, and read over them signs of Abraham. He said, what did he say? What you serving? They said, we serve idols, but we bow to them walking around, just like today, all of these people. He said, are they listening to you? Behold, you call, or they benefit you, or they wrong? They said, but we found our fathers like that, they're doing. Do but you see what you are, you serving? You and your fathers, the ones gone forth, but surely they enemies to me, except Lord of the knowing. The one who created me, but he guides me. And the one he feeds me, and he slakes me. And when I sick, but he cleanses me. And the one, he will give me death, then he will give me life. And the one, I desire that he forgive to me my false day of the way. My Lord, send to me command, and join me with the righteous and make to me tongue of truth in the later ones, and make me from inheritance of garden the blissful, and forgive to my father, surely he is from the astray, and don't you humiliate me a day they brought out, a day not will they benefit wealth and not sons, except one who comes to God with heart peaceful. And she brought close the garden to the pious, and she marched the fire to the astray. And will be said to them, where what you were, you serving from other than God? Are they helping you, or are they being helped? But will be destroyed in her, they and the astray, and forces of Iblis altogether. And they will say, and they in her, they arguing, by God, if we were to be in a strainless glare, behold, you surely forgot with Lord of the knowing, and not made us astray except the sinners. But not to us from intercessors, and not friends warm, but if surely to us a turn, but our being from the believers, surely in that to be signs, and not are most of them believers, and surely your Lord to be He the mighty, the merciful. So, I mean, this is a pretty clear example of what happened with Abraham when he came and he told his people, you're a bunch of liars and you're following idols. Like, I mean, today, if you look on the earth, it's just exactly the same thing. Yeah, there's no difference in how mankind behaves, and we're creating our own idols. These dead beings, these robots coming out, artificial intelligence. They're making them into idols as if they're alive somehow. The actual word artificial intelligence is in itself telling you they are not intelligent. Their intelligence is artificial, while your own intelligence you don't trust. Yeah, you're gonna listen to these guys. What a joke. Anyways, so another place, let's go to, I think 21 is the one I wanted to. So here we go again. And already we brought Abraham his right conduct from before, and we were with him knowledgeable. Behold, he said to his father and his people, what these, the images which you are to them walking around? They said, we found our fathers to them serving. He said, already you are, you and your fathers, in a strainless glare. They said, have you come to us with the truth? Or are you from the players? They're mocking him as usual. Everybody does the same thing to the messenger who comes with complete opposite to what they're doing, and completely apparently foolish constructs, and his explanations are obviously totally inane. Yeah, I mean, stupid. He doesn't understand a thing. Yeah, he said, but your Lord of the heavens and the earths, the one who originated them, and I over that to you from the witnesses, and by God, to my surely planning your idols, after that you turned backing. So this is what he said to them. So made them dust except the biggest to them. Maybe they to him they returned. So he blew all their idols except the largest idol they had. They said, who did this with our God? Surely he to be from the wrongdoers. They said, we heard a boy, they reminded them. He said to him, Abraham. This is the way they out people, yeah? I mean, even today is the same thing. Oh, we heard a guy, a boy, they reminded the others, one to the other. He said to him, Abraham. So even if the outer is Abraham, he's the one who said this, he did this, we're going to get him. They said, but bring with him over eyes of the mankind, maybe they witness. They said, did you? You did this with our gods, O Abraham? He said, But did it biggest of them this, but ask them if they are. They're speaking. So they're dust on the floor, and the biggest one standing is like, no, no, this guy did it. Ask them. If they are speaking when you destroy your buildings and your robots and your computers, let's see who's going to speak there. Yeah. But they returned to themselves, but they said, surely you the wrongdoers. Then they shook over their heads. Already, not these they speak. They already, everybody knows this is all garbage that they follow, but they will not admit it because, it's their livelihood. He said, but you serving from other than God, what not it benefits you, a thing, and not it wrongs you? Fie to you and to what you serve from other than God. Will but not you understand? They said, burn him and help your gods if you be doing this. Is exactly what happens today. When somebody goes against the government or the corporation or the people in charge, whether it be bankers or high priests of the religion and all, this is the answer that comes. Kill him, man. He's telling all sorts of lies. And so they try to burn him. What happened? We said, this is God saying, oh fire, be coolness and peace over Abraham. So this story is well known in the Bible as well, that they put him in the fire. They made a construction, put him in the fire. And God said, no, the fire ain't going to do anything to Abraham. So guess what? He walked out. People say, oh, no, these are metaphors. No, they're not metaphors. He was actually put in a burning furnace and he walked out with it not touching him. And they intended with him plans, but we made them the losers. And we saved him and Lot to the earth, which we bless in her to the knowing. And we sent to him Isaac and Jacob in addition, and all we made righteous. So, this is, we'll talk about Lot next, but this is what happened. So he left them, and then he came to where Jerusalem stands to build the house of God that stands there in Jerusalem. Everybody knows where, I mean, not everybody, most people know where that is. You go to Israel and you will find it in Jerusalem, the house that stands next to so-called Mount of Olives, and which actually is Mount Sinai, which most people don't have a clue about today. It's Mount Sinai. That's what it is, Jerusalem, and what surrounds it is the blessed land, the land that God blessed to the sons of Israel. That's where the story went from, where Abraham used to be. The only one that believed with Abraham was Lot. No one else left with Lot. Everybody else was made a loser fundamentally there, as God states. And I believe 100% that is the truth. They were made losers. Let's see another example of Abraham when he started off with and Abraham, behold, he said to his people, serve God and fear him. That to you better to you, if you are, knowing. Surely what you serve from other than God, idols, and you create delusions. Surely those you serve from other than God, not they control to you sustenance, but seek with God the sustenance and serve him and be thankful to him. To him you will return. And if you falsify, but have falsified people from before you, and not over the messengers, except the delivering the clear. So I mean, there's a pretty clear sign of what the messenger is supposed to come and tell people. This is the perfect. Stop serving these idols. Everywhere you look today, there are idols. They make American Idol, British Idol, music idols. Your idols that are movie stars. So he said this. So after that, we'll switch over to what happened. There's some writing in between, and this is what his people said. But not was answer of his people, except they said, kill him or burn him, but saved him God from the fire. Surely in that to be signs to people they believing. And he said, surely what you take from other than God, idols, loving between yourselves in the life of the world. Then day of the standing, they will reject some of you with others, and they will curse some of you others, and you're aboard the fire, and not to you from helpers. But believe to him Lot, and he said, surely I will immigrate to my Lord. Surely he the mighty, the wise. And we sent to him Isaac and Jacob, and we made in his progeny the prophethood and the book, and we brought him his reward in the world, and surely he in the hereafter to be from the righteous. So here's clearly Lord's the only one who said in the Quran that believe, and I pretty much I'm sure is the only one who believed with Abraham when he left his people. And I mean, if you look at what happened, this is after they tried to burn him and God saved him. This is what he says. He says, this is what you guys are doing, and look around the earth today. Anybody who comes and says this to the people will be called a bigot. This guy is just saying, spewing garbage. He's taking away from the peace of the earth. So let's see a little more about what God says about Abraham. So the Quran says about Abraham. So here's one. And who he turns over nation of Abraham except one foolish to his soul. And already we chose him in the world, and surely he in the hereafter to be from the righteous. Behold, said to him his Lord, submit. He said, I submit to Lord of the knowing. And ordained with it Abraham his sons and Jacob. O my sons, surely God chooses to you the way, but don't you surely die except and you are Muslims. The word Muslims or Muslim means those who submit to God, not to each other. Submit to God and then submit to all that he tells you, his angels, his books, the messengers that come. Submit to their command, not to them. They will come with the command of God. You got to listen to his command or their command. And the Quran is the same thing. Quran is the actual maker of messengers after Muhammad. Every messenger will come with this book, and Jesus will return. He will return with the Torah and the Bible in his heart, and he will corroborate this Quran, which nobody is going to believe. So I can guarantee you this, that when Jesus returns and he openly says that yes, Muhammad is the messenger and I do follow the Quran because it's the same as the Bible and the Torah that I brought to you before, guess what? He's going to be the Antichrist. He's going to be the rejecter, and anybody who has any understanding will obviously side with Jesus when he comes, will recognize Jesus like I will. I mean, if I'm alive, I will recognize Jesus. I know what he's going to say. I know what he's going to do. And he will not err from judgment. Yeah, his judgment will be absolute. He is the pure being that God created for a reason. He created. He is a measure for all mankind. We will be measured against Jesus. He is the perfect human being. These Muslims will go up in flames saying, no, Muhammad is the perfect human. Where is it said in the Quran that Muhammad is absolutely pure and he made no mistakes? Of course he made mistakes. His mistakes are written in the Quran, and he's told that ask forgiveness to your crimes and to the believing men and the believing women. So he's being told to ask forgiveness to his crimes. So is he pure then? That he commits crimes and he needs forgiveness to ask for forgiveness for himself? No, we are all sinners, quote unquote, and wrongdoers to an extent. God will accept the evil that we do as long as we submit to him, follow his commandments, hold his commandments righteous, honor his messengers, honor his books, and do what he's telling us to do, which is almost nothing. I mean, look, the earth is ours. What are we doing with it? We're literally molesting it these days, yeah. But the earth is huge. When people say that we're overpopulated and there's too little food for all of us, and the agenda is to control population growth. Have you seen the earth? With whatever 8 billion that are on the earth. Have you ever looked at the earth from when you're flying in a plane? Look down. You might be surprised. I'm not any perfect calculator of this number, but I see about 90% of the land mass to be absolutely without humans, without mankind on them. Yeah. So it's like we're taught so many things that are completely against what is absolutely in front of us, let alone this fallacy of space and are going to Mars and all this other garbage. That, yeah, you need a little more brain to figure this out. But these things you can look for yourself. The earth landmass is pretty much devoid of humans most places. So how is it that we don't have enough? Oh, because they've trapped us in cities and they put us in little cardboard boxes and little apartments and tell us that everything is congested. Look at all the traffic and all this stuff. You drive 10 miles outside any city and, oh, hey, there's nobody here. What's going on? Where's the congestion? Yeah, it's in our minds. Our minds are congested, not the reality. The reality is that the earth of God is expansive, immense, and more than sufficient for all of us, knowing that we will not get to anywhere close to the numbers of mankind that were here at the time of Noah and the times of Hud and Saleh, the messengers before Abraham. We're not going to get to those level of numbers again. And we think that this is too much for the earth to sustain us. Yeah, I don't think so. Yeah, it's absolutely a falsity. So anyway, I'm going to end it here today, and then later I will continue what happened a little more on Abraham next time, and then we'll move to Lot. So till next time, peace.